some dirt, some actual proper just soil. Hello! Welcome to another video where I'm going to be telling you what doohickeys, widgets and dooberrys you might need to be checking on your bicycle prior to Paris-Brest Paris. Or any other big ride you might be doing for that matter. Some of these things may seem basic, but I'm out tonight on the actual bike that I'm planning to ride, and whilst it's fresh in my mind, I'll go through some. Right, let's start. Scripted video. Brakes. Need brakes. Right, where are the brakes? This is my one. So, there we go. I used to have rusty ones, but I've got new brake pads on now. I've already done it. So you need fresh brake pads, and also check that the rim has still got the wear indicator on it somewhere. This is quite an old rim. Is that a wear indicator? If it is, it's barely there. So I might be on an illegal rim. If there's one on the other side, it'll be fine, right? There's one. See that? Wear indicator. Oh, my head. Make sure you don't use disc brakes because the rotors get really hot, and when you crash in your Paris-Brest peloton, the other riders will get cut on the molten hot rotors. My chosen type of brake is the V brake. It's nice and powerful and easily serviceable. You can unhook it quickly and just seems to work. Next up, I'm on to tyres. There's only one type of tyre. Actually no, there's a few, isn't there? It's not like brakes. It's kind of like brakes. Anyway, just stick a tube in it and just make sure they're newish. I am running new tyres. These are Vittoria Corsa Next with a dot graphene silica in the flavour called 32C. Now that means it's a bit squidgier, but you need to make sure you've got the clearance on your frame. So whatever tyres you want to run, just put them on a few months before, weeks before, probably, yeah, weeks before. I'm just running these to see what they're like. These are 32s. They're the exact same width as Continental, what was I using before, like Super Sports or Ultra Sport 28s. Sizing discrepancies, huge sizing discrepancies. I think the Continentals were just massively fat, that was all. So that's tyres, just make sure they've got plenty of meat in them, otherwise you're just going to get punctures the whole time. Pile of dirt. It's about the third time that pile of dirt's been in one of my videos, been the star of the show, so thank you very much. Next after tyres, I'm going to go with chain. So chains kind of wear out and then they get longer. You don't want that happening, so just put a chain on within a month or two of the start. I'm riding fixed gear, so my chain lasts... Oh, that's a good question. How long does my chain last? I've been replacing it maybe every 4,000 or 5,000 kilometers, but this is my nasty weather bike, so it goes out in all the bad weather, so I can save my other bikes for the nice weather. So this chain has been wearing out quickly. I just buy 1/8 sized track chains. What's that brand called? KMC B1s, Z1s, I think that's what they're called. However, for PBP, and I haven't installed it yet, I've got an Azumi. It says for smooth running on the packet. Looks great. £15 instead of £5. So maybe it'll wear out less. I found last time when I was doing the French ride, I was stopping frequently to just retension my chain. I just getting a lot of slack in it quite frequently, so every control I'd stop, get the Allen key out, pull the back wheel back, tighten it back up, make sure there's still a little bit of slack in it, and then 100k later I'd be wobbling around again with a horrible load of play in it. So I've bought a more high quality chain, and I will see what that does to things. Right, lights and dynamos and things like that. So I'm running a dynamo setup because I don't fancy trying to find electricity at the French controls. I'd rather just charge as I go and then have lights at night for free. So I'm testing that out today. Got the, what's this, a Supernova E something on the front there, linked to what does it say on it? Sine wave revolution. Yeah, that worked last time, and I'm hoping it's going to work this time as well. Let's find a good place to park. Right, this looks like a good spot. I could finish the rest of the video here because I'm getting bored. I want to go home. Right, what am I pointing at? Dynamo. Right, yeah. Snip those wires. Get the old soldering thing out. I've actually used clampy jobbies instead of soldering this time. There's a joint up here that's got heat shrink around it that connects up the light, the sine wave revolution, and the dynamo. So I'm just testing it out today. It seems to work. That's the same dynamo wheel I used for this ride last time, 2019, 18, can't remember now. And charging wise, I had this sine wave plugged into my Wahoo for half an hour, and I got 11% out of it. And that's probably traveling a little bit faster than I will be on the long ride. So yeah, 10% for half an hour is probably a safe bet, and I can calculate that. So in the daytime when it's light, I can make sure the computer's plugged in, and at night time when I need light, I'll just turn the light on. So let's spin the wheel. No. Right, I'll spin the wheel and see if I've got light. Yeah, we got light. So now I get to ride the rest of tonight with my headlight there, which is nice. Make sure it's all steady, make sure nothing's going to fall off. During LEL, during the first day of LEL, we came across someone with a saddlebag that was hanging down. So to prevent that, I've got one of the latest bike packing adventure setup, bike packing gravel inspired new colorway. This is the latest and trendiest. Tail fin sponsored something. What does it say on it? Paradise for better equipment. So I've got me one of those, and it's fixed to a metal frame. I'm gonna test it maybe without this metal frame and see if I can get saddle rails, connect it via saddle rails, and save a bit of weight. But to be honest, this is pretty good, apart from it's noisy. You hit a bump, it just rattles. So if anyone knows how to make a Paradise Bagman support not rattle, that would be great. I've already tried electrical tape. It doesn't seem to work. It just gets all snarled up in the hole. And one other thing you have to do so that you're ready for the night time is make sure you know where your lights are going. Rear lights. So that's what mine looks like at the moment. That's not allowed. That's flashing. What you want to be doing is not flashing. So actually this is not my Best Paris light. This does have a solid mode, which is pretty bright, but that that's like quite a lot of lumens, and it's just got a AA battery in it, and that will last about 3 hours before it dies. I'm going to go with the Omni 5 backlight, which runs off 2 AAAs and lasts 50 hours or something ridiculous like that on solid. It's not the brightest, but there's lots of riders about, so that should be fine. And then you just need to know you've got enough space for everything. This Paradise should have enough space for everything, and I can get a jacket, I can zip tie a jacket on there. One thing I found riding this today is that sat on that saddle, I actually bump into those zip ties, which is a little bit annoying. But I think I can just cope with it. Don't think it's going to bother me, to be honest. Consulting with the list, we're done. That's it. That's it. Well, actually, make sure you bring a bow. You need a bow, because when you go through the villages in France, you need to ping it. You need to ping it and then make everyone happy and smile. So that's the last tip I can give you. He hasn't got the special bag, the gravel bag. That's a quick rundown of the things to check. I'll give the wheels a bit of a squeeze as well. Give your spokes a squeeze. Don't rip them out, but give them a squeeze. Grab the opposite ones. Like, there you go. Bit of that. Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. Tight enough. They don't feel like they're going to go. Give the spokes a squeeze, make sure they're not going to snap on you, and take a few spares. I haven't got this today, bit of a hypocrite, I haven't got my spare spoke, but if you tape a spoke onto this tube, then can't go wrong, can you? That's it for me. If I think of anything else, I might record more videos, but who knows. Watch out for gout, see you later. Oh, I thought of another thing. Have a plan of where you want to put your nameplate. They're likely to be giving everyone a nameplate, plasticky one. Figure out where you're going to attach it with a zip tie or something. The more visible the better. So I like seeing the ones mounted at the rear. So if you can mount it on a rack at the rear, that would be really good. That's very visible for all the other riders. You could mount it on your frame so people can see you from the side. Last time I had a basket on the front, so I stuck mine on the front of my basket. But it's up to you, but it might be nice to prepare for it and have an idea of where you want to put it. The photographers need to see the number so that they can put your number next to the photo so you can find the photo after the event.